Okay, so for this is learning target 6. I'm not going to go through and work all of these out. I already have. So this is learning target 6. So I want you just to look through these. On this, let me move that so it's not going in and out. On these right here, what you have to do is you have to get the oxidation numbers for each one. And remember, these are the ones with, well, some of them are our transition metals. So if they're the transition metals, it will tell you their oxidation number, and they'll always be positive. And then go to your periodic table and find the non-metal. And then all you have to do is you have to crisscross these down, and then make sure that they're in simplest form. So those are the kind of the easy ones going from the words there. So look at this one, and then I'm going to move it up. So pause the video if you need to, and then come back, and then I'll show you the bottom ones here. All right, there's the answer to the bottoms. So pause the video here if you need to, and then move on to the next section. All right, so the next section is where it gets a little tougher because you don't know the oxidation number for the transition metal. In this case, you don't have to do a Roman numeral because the K, potassium, is not a transition metal. It's just a regular metal. So there's some of those in here too. So if it's not a transition metal, you don't have to worry about the Roman numeral in it. So if it is a transition metal, like this one, manganese is a transition metal, you have to get the oxidation number of the non-metal first, and then you have to say, okay, well, if O, this side is going to give me -2, this side has to give me a +2. So if there's already two atoms of manganese, then manganese is going to have a +1 charge for the whole manganese part to give me a +2 charge. So again, I'm just going to put this one over here really quickly. You've got manganese and 2 of those. You've got oxygen. Oxygen's got a -2 charge. You do not know what that one's going to be. So if you split this compound up into 2 parts, and this is really a 1, those 2 numbers multiplied together give me a -2 charge. I have 1 atom of oxygen with a -2 charge. So overall, I've got a -2 charge over here. Over here, I need to know, well, 2 of manganese times what charge is going to give me, I need a +2. So really, I'm filling out this equation saying 2x is equal to +2. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And so my x is this question mark right here. So 2 times, well, that would be 1, right? 2 times 1 is 2. So that's where I get my 1 from. All right? And you do the same process on through these. You get the non-metals oxidation number. You see what your charge is for the non-metal end of your compound, and then you make sure that the metalloid, or not the metalloid, the transition metal end will have the same charge so that it balances out. But again, if it's not a transition metal, it is, you don't have to do the Roman numerals because magnesium is just right on the periodic table. It actually tells you, and you don't have to worry about that at all because they're already balanced. Magnesium phosphide, already balanced out. All right, so then here is the bottom on this side. Same thing, you just have to look at the corrections, the mistakes that they made, and you have to make their corrections. So down here, you know, like these are not magnesium's not a transition metal, so it doesn't need the it doesn't need the Roman numeral there. And these, you know, this is correct. So this is, the name is what you're trying to correct. So really that should be, you know, gold 1. So look at those and just trying to find their errors. And then on the back side, so pause that if you need to. On the back side, right here, I accidentally, I guess I copied the wrong thing. Y'all know that I make mistakes like that all the time. But I gave you some that were polyatomic ions, and I did not mean to. I was like, okay, naming ionic compounds, I saw they had transition metals. I was like, yeah, that'll work. And I was at learning target 6, so I kind of just, I knew you needed some more practice and trying to round up some more, and I just didn't look at this too closely. But the ones that have polyatomic ions, meaning they have more than one, or sorry, more than 2 elements, then like PbSO4, this is a polyatomic ion, SO4, that's a sulfate. We don't have to know those, we don't have to learn those. There is a big list of those. Now you do have to recognize those, that they kind of are grouped together, but we're not having to solve those because they go through a different, a little bit different. It's not that much different. But anyway, these are the ones that you have to do. So here's the answers to those. And I'll scroll it down to the bottom. There's the answer to those. Pause it if you need to. And then this side over here, there's the top portion. And I just took out all the polyatomic ions. Pause it if you need to. And there's the answers to the bottom. And that's it. Come see me if you have any questions. Raise your hand. I'll come to you. We'll explain why things are what. And just let me know if you have any problems before you take the quiz.